Grand Seiko have become so synonymous with fairy tale dials that are so heart-achingly gorgeous that any other brand using nature as inspiration almost feels like an homage by default. That said, pretty dials weren't always Grand Seiko's bread and butter. With quality, finishing, and integrity to rival Swiss brands costing 5 times the price. A Grand Seiko watch was one with pride and gusto, carrying a self-assured sense that it was the best Japanese watchmaking had to offer. The Evolution 9 collection has branched significantly in all directions since its launch, but the SBGC251 and 249 truly feel like the summary of Grand Seiko's less flowery approach to bold designs. By now, you've mostly heard about spring drive, the technology that merges the best of quartz accuracy and mechanical soul is what propelled Grand Seiko into fame outside of Japan, along with their phenomenal value for quality. The SBGC251 and its limited edition counterpart, the SBGC249, aren't just powered by a spring drive movement, but they're seemingly fueled by the spirit of its crisp, clinical approach to analog watchmaking. The dial is busy, but not cluttered, with a minutes and hours sub-dial to the right for the chronograph complication, and a running seconds on the left conveying the perfectly smooth linear sweep of the spring drive hand. A power reserve indicator and a date window also find their utility on the dial, leaving the off-center logo at 11 o'clock to possess some of the brand's quirky yet heightened charm. The GMT functionality is exactly what you'd look for in a watch, for traveling or for business, with an independently adjustable hour hand and a rotating 24-hour bezel with a scratch-resistant sapphire insert. The SBGC251 is a stoic affair in gloss black and an electric blue GMT hand, keeping versatile and classic above all. The SBGC249, on the other hand, leans into a more elegant classicism without sacrificing any of its powerful presence, bearing a sunburst dial in sapphire blue with a matching bezel and a gold GMT hand. Limited to only 700 pieces, this model celebrates the 15th anniversary of the Grand Seiko spring drive chronograph. The case is definitely not one of those typical dimension-defying Seiko efforts, with a 45.3mm diameter, 15.8mm thickness, and 52.6mm lug-to-lug. But what it lacks in petite sizing, it makes up for in masculine character and a recognizable stature. Thankfully, the high-intensity titanium that Seiko have used reduces the overall weight by 30% of a steel equivalent, removing concerns of wrist fatigue from its size or weight. The caliber 9R96 is a work of art in both engineering and finishing, achieving a daily accuracy of plus or minus half a second, over 72 hours of power reserve, and being lavishly decorated when viewed through the sapphire caseback. While Grand Seiko have definitely raised their prices since the international spread, the SBGC251 and 249 still offer more than enough in terms of specs and quality to earn their prices. The black 251 is available at 16,950 Australian dollars, or 11,400 USD, while the limited 249 costs 18,500 Australian, or 12,400 American. For more information, be sure to visit our website, and if you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe.